Hello, good morning dear students. Welcome again back to our lesson, that is materials, metal and non-metals. So in yesterday's class we have seen that what happens when non-metal reacts with water. I hope you understand the concept in detail that fluorine is the most electronegative element. Okay, after that oxygen and then nitrogen. So that was all about what happens when non-metal reacts with water. So our today's topic is what happens when metal reacts with acid. Okay, so this is the today's topic. What is the reaction is taking place when metals are reacting with the acid. So before moving ahead, again we have to write the reactivity series. Students, reactivity series, how to keep in mind, how to remind it, that trick you have. So I will first write the reactivity series and then it will be very easier for us to understand what exactly happens when metal reacts with acid. Okay, so our today's topic is what? This is class 8 and we are learning chemistry, reaction of metals with acid. Students, this reaction is highly exothermic. Okay, this reaction is very exothermic. We will see first the reactivity series. कहते हो ना कार मिलेगी ऑल्टो जेन फरारी, पब्लिक क्यूरियस होगी सिल्वर ऑडी. That you are knowing. This is what the reactivity series. This is what the reactivity series. Okay, students. So the metals which are at the above are reactivity series. Above hydrogen into the reactivity series. Like potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, ferrous, okay, and then Fe, labum, and then hydrogen. So the metals which are above the hydrogen will definitely react with acid. Will definitely react with the dilute acids also. Not only concentrated acid, but dilute acids also it will get react. Understood? So this first important thing that you should know, which metals will react with acid. The question if I would ask in the PS period, you must be answerable. The metals which are above the hydrogen will only react with acid because they can displace only acid. Right? Only they can displace with the acid. Okay? These metals only can displace the H from the acid. Otherwise, all the metals which are below hydrogen like copper, then mercury, silver and orange gold will not react at all with the acid. Okay, it will not react with the acid. So what happens when metal reacts with acid, student? When these metals reacts with dilute acid, students, these are reacting with dilute mineral acid. This can react with dilute mineral acid. Okay, mineral acid to form what? Salt. Plus hydrogen is releasing into the atmosphere. Okay, when metals react with dilute mineral acid, okay, then they form salt plus hydrogen gas. Okay, student. Now, for example, we can take any metal, say calcium. Okay, and very important thing that I shall at the end of this session I shall explain you. We will take only two acids to react, that is HCl, and actually there are three mineral acids. HNO3 is also involved in it. HNO3 is also there. So there are three mineral acids. Okay, these three acids are strong acids. These acids are called as what? Strong acids. You have learned in class 7 strong acids and the weak acids. On what basis they are strong and weak, that we shall learn later. So this H2SO4 HCl, but we will not take for a while. We will not take this HNO3 here. We will take only these two acids. Okay, H2SO4 and HCl we will take in it. Now if we will take metal Mg, say Mg plus dilute H2SO4 if we will take. Okay, dilute H2SO4 if we will take, what we will get? See here students, this is above hydrogen. This is magnesium which is above hydrogen, right? So this magnesium can react with H2SO4, right? So hydrogen can be replaced by Mg easily because it is above the hydrogen. This metal is above the hydrogen, so easily it can replace. Okay, it can easily replace. So what will form? MgSO4 twice plus H2 gas will get released. MgSO4 twice plus H2 gas will get released. Understood students? This magnesium, whenever it will react with dilute hydrosulfuric acid, this acid which, what is the name of it? Sulfuric acid. It is called what? Sulfuric acid. If you will take calcium, dilute H2SO4, if you will take, then what the reaction would be? Calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate plus H2 will get released in it. Understood? Calcium can react. Aluminium if you will take. Aluminium if you will take and we will try to react, then aluminium sulfate also can be formed. If you will take zinc, then zinc sulfate can be formed. If you will take Fe, then ferrous sulfate can be formed. Okay, balancing of a chemical reaction, you please don't ignore it towards the balancing of chemical reaction. You should know what the products are going to be formed. This is salt, this is magnesium, this is salt. This is calcium sulfate, this is also salt. Okay, so aluminium if it will react with dilute sulfuric acid H2SO4, then aluminium sulfate will get formed. AlSO4 thrice plus H2. Understood? AlSO4 thrice will get formed. Okay, aluminium sulfate will get formed. If you will try to react zinc plus dilute H2SO4, then ZnSO4 twice plus H2 gas will get released. Okay, H2 gas will get released. If we will try to react Fe with H2SO4, then we will get FeSO4 plus H2. Means in every condition we will get salt. What is the name of this salt? Ferrous sulfate. This zinc sulfate. This is magnesium sulfate. This is calcium sulfate, and this is what? Aluminium sulfate. Means whenever any metal reacts with sulfuric acid, we will get the salts from the sulfate family. Okay. Now we will take another acid. What is that acid? That acid will be hydrochloric acid. If we take hydrochloric acid, then suppose we will take calcium plus dilute HCl. If we will take calcium plus dilute HCl, what will get formed? CaCl2 plus H2 gas will get released. Here we have to write 2. So hydrogen gas will get released. Okay. When calcium reacts with HCl, we get calcium chloride. Calcium chloride. The name of it is what? Calcium chloride. Calcium chloride and hydrogen gas will get released. If you will take Mg, student, Mg plus dilute HCl, then what will happen? MgCl2 plus H2. Balancing, please ignore towards the balancing. Magnesium chloride. This salt will be magnesium chloride. Okay. Zinc, if you will take zinc plus dilute HCl, then ZnCl2 plus H2. See students, why I am writing Cl2? Because chlorine has atomic number. So chlorine has atomic number 17, right? So 287. So it will be in need of hydrogen gas. Understood, student? So, from this example, you might have come to know that whenever the calcium, magnesium, zinc, aluminium, ferrous, whenever these all the metals will react with either dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid, what they are going to create? They are going to form their respective salt with release of hydrogen gas. I hope it is clear for you. But student, you might have realized that why I have not chosen these two elements which are at the above of the reactivity series, which are at the top of the reactivity series. Why I have not chosen those metals? Means suppose K and sodium, and if suppose I would take magnesium or zinc if I would take, then if it will react with dilute HCl or if it will react with dilute HCl plus dilute HCl plus dilute HCl. Now here you can understand which reaction will be more vigorous or which reaction will be more exothermic. Exothermic reaction. What is mean by exothermic? Exothermic means what? High amount of energy will get released. High amount of energy release. High amount of energy in the form of heat. High amount of energy is released in the form of heat. And so that it is called as what? Exothermic. Means high amount of energy will be released. If we will try to take this reaction, then which reaction will be more exothermic? Magnesium, zinc or sodium or potassium? If you have studied in detail the reactivity series, then according to the reactivity series, potassium and sodium are at the top of the reactivity series. So this reaction will be highly exothermic. This reaction will be highly exothermic. This reaction will be highly exothermic, right? And this reaction will be less exothermic as compared to this. Less exothermic means very less amount of energy will be produced in the form of heat. Okay? So that we do not. This reaction is possible, student. Who said it is not possible? This reaction is possible when potassium is reacting with H2SO4 and sodium. But we are not doing this reaction. These reactions are not practiced. Why, student, these reactions are not practiced? Can anyone say me? Because already we are knowing this potassium and sodium are highly reactive metal. And if they would react with the acid, acid is also highly corrosive in nature, then it may cause explosion. And explosion may cause what? Accident. So normally this reaction is not done. Understood? I hope this concept is also clear for you. Okay? So potassium and sodium can react with H2SO4 also and with the HCl also, but it is not practiced. It can cause explosion. Explosion can cause an accident. Understood? So this reaction is not possible. Now, one more question might have arisen in your mind that why I have not chosen HNO3 here. HNO3 is what? It is also mineral acid, but this is what? Nitric acid. HNO3. HNO3 means what? Nitric. It is nitric acid. Now, if we take calcium and HNO3, then what happens, student? Here, very dilute if I will take dilute HNO3. Then what happens, students, when calcium reacts with HNO3? It forms H2. It forms H2. But this HNO3 is a strong oxidizing agent. It is what? Strong oxidizing agent. Now you will ask me, what is mean by oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent is an agent which provides oxygen. Means whenever there would be reaction, it will providing oxygen. It will providing oxygen hydrogen gas would release during this chemical reaction. But whatever hydrogen would release, to that hydrogen immediately this dilute nitric acid will provide oxygen. It will oxidizes to H2. So it will become, this is oxidizing agent. Understood? So it will provide oxygen and itself nitric acid will turn into nitrate or nitrite. It will turn into nitrates or nitrite. It will turn itself into nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen trioxide. So this reaction is not possible. Means it will not, this reaction is not possible to prepare its salt and to release hydrogen. For that sake I am not saying reaction is possible. Hydrogen gas will get released. But as strong, it's a strong oxidizing agent, it will never leave alone hydrogen. It will immediately provide oxygen to hydrogen and will convert into water, and itself it will turn into nitrates and nitrites. I hope you understand this. This is the strong oxidizing agent. Then are there any metals which can react with nitric acid? Yes, there are two metals, students, that are magnesium and manganese. These are two metals which can react with very dilute student. Very dilute. I have used the word. Very dilute means a very less amount of nitric acid would be there, and that nitric acid would not be able to provide a more amount of oxygen, right? And because of that, this reaction, whenever it will take place, it will give out a particular salt and hydrogen gas will get released. So this is only the acid which is unable to react with other metal rather than manganese and magnesium to prepare hydrogen gas and a respective salt. So I hope you understand the concept that what happens when metals reacts with acid. Okay, students, so it's very easy to understand when metal reacts with acid, they form a respective salt with release of hydrogen gas. Okay, the metal which are above hydrogen are able to react with acid, and the metal, suppose copper if you will take, and if you will take HCl, then this reaction is not possible. For your grades, this is not possible. For your grades, what I am saying, because if you will take a concentrated, very concentrated HCl we will take, then it can react with copper. That is the exceptional case that you will learn in class 10, not now. But for your grade, if you will talk about copper plus HCl, this reaction is not possible. Dilute HCl I am talking. If you will take Hg plus dilute HCl or H2SO4, then also the reaction is not possible. If you will take Ag or Au and will try to react with HCl dilute, then the reaction is not possible. Do you understand? So the metals which are below hydrogen will not be able to react with the acid and will form a constituent salt. While the metals which are above hydrogen can react with dilute hydrochloric acid and dilute sulfuric acid to form its constituent salt with release of hydrogen gas. Okay, and nitric acid is not able to react to form hydrogen with any metal except manganese and magnesium. What is the reason? Because it's a strong oxidizing agent. What is being the oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent is an agent which provides oxygen to other substance and it being oxidizes to other substance. So I hope it is clear for you all, and thank you very much. And during PS period, please be answerable. Watch video and prepare your own notes. Thank you so much.